Everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be going over Donald Trump's pathway to 270 electoral votes. Now before we get started with the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow all socials in the links in the description down below, and make sure to fill out the general election polling in the description and join our new Discord server. And without further ado, let's get right into it. And so, as of right now, the safe Republican states are basically going to be all the ones that I've listed. These states all voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 presidential election by pretty big margins for the most part, including Alaska will be included in the safe margin now, as well as the 1st District of Nebraska and the at-large, including Maine's 2nd Congressional District. Now, for the safe Democratic states, you're going to have California, Washington, all of these states over here, except for New Jersey, you're going to have these as the safe Democratic states, including the Maine's 1st, 2nd Congressional District and the state of Hawaii. So basically 126, 112. For the likely Republican states, you're going to have Donald Trump winning Iowa, Ohio, Texas, and Florida. He won all of these states by pretty significant margins in the 2020 presidential election, including improving in Florida by quite a significant amount. If you go to the Democratic side, Oregon, Colorado, Illinois, New York, and New Jersey will be the likely Democratic states this cycle. Some of the deep Dem states are going to get a little bit closer due to Joe Biden's unpopularity. And so that leaves us with the lean states, with the lean Republican states being North Carolina at this point in time. You'd probably put North Carolina there. New Mexico, you'd have Virginia, Minnesota, Maine 2nd at large, and you have New Hampshire in the lean Democratic column, with the other states being your pure battleground matchup states. And so, as of right now, Donald Trump's best pathway to 270 electoral votes is through the state of Georgia, which, first of all, he won this in 2016 by 5 percentage points. So out of any of these states, he's had the best quote-unquote track record by winning it in 2016 by 5. That is his biggest margin of victory in any of these states. In 2016, African American support is shifting towards him. Joe Biden, support with African American voters is going down by quite a bit. And so the state seems like he might actually even be able to win it by more than a tilt margin. He might be able to win it anywhere from 3 to 5 percentage points in a competitive scenario like this. Now, Trump has many paths to 270 from this point in time. His easiest path in the scenario would probably be Pennsylvania, because he wins 270 electoral college votes, and all he would have to do is flip Pennsylvania. He could literally lose Michigan, Wisconsin somehow, Arizona, and Nevada, and the 2nd Congressional District of Nebraska, and still get to 270 electoral votes in this scenario. If we go to the state of Wisconsin and Nevada, that still wouldn't be enough. Even Nebraska's 2nd district wouldn't even put him over the top. So that is the case for him right now with that scenario. He cannot use that scenario. He has to win. He could win Michigan and Nevada. That would be a path. He could theoretically, let's see if he does it with Arizona. See, Arizona doesn't get him there. The only way he could get there is if he wins Nevada and Arizona and wins Nebraska 2nd, which would tie him in the Electoral College, which he is favored in the House. And I've made a video on that as well. He could use Michigan and Arizona in the scenario. He could probably end up, let's see if, Wisconsin and Arizona could be a scenario. He could use Arizona and Pennsylvania, which I don't really see how that'd be the case. I think if Biden were to be in a competitive election with Trump, I honestly think that more than likely you would see the battleground map basically look something like this, and really Pennsylvania would basically end up deciding the presidential election at that point, because Michigan is a Dem-leaning state. Maybe Biden would hold on, maybe Arizona holds on to being Democratic, and then Pennsylvania would tilt into Donald Trump's column, or Joe Biden ends up winning it and he wins the presidential election that way. So Pennsylvania is going to be Trump's most important state this cycle, because you see here, he can win the election here, but any of the other states will not grant him that victory automatically. You have to win more than one. And Michigan, a combination of Michigan and Nevada doesn't seem like the most likely scenario to occur. However, if Biden wins it here, his path is much easier, because even if Trump wins Wisconsin, Nevada, he still doesn't get there. And if he somehow loses Michigan and Arizona, well, Arizona and Michigan, he still wouldn't make it. Even winning Nebraska's second district wouldn't be enough. He'd have to probably flip a New Hampshire or something like that, which theoretically he could do that and make it, to 270, but I doubt that that would be the scenario that he does it in, to be completely honest. And so this is kind of his, basic pathway. His most effective pathway is just winning Pennsylvania. As of right now, I honestly think Donald Trump's floor is around 276 electoral votes because Hispanic trends, Nevada, he's probably going to carry it. Wisconsin's trends on its own, and it being a very, white state, the least diverse out of all of these, and Trump improving with white rural voters, I think he's going to be able to hold the state no matter what, anyways. And so, because of that, I think really Donald Trump's floor looks something like this. And any of these states would really get him over the top. But I think, in terms of mathematical, pure mathematics, I think that Pennsylvania would be his strongest bet. Once he wins Georgia and Pennsylvania, the election would basically be over at that point. Once on election night, once he gets here, it's going to be pretty hard for him to lose because he'd literally have to lose Michigan, Pennsylvania, and lose Arizona at that point. And I've already said that he's going to get these no matter what. And so there is a scenario where Biden could win, and Biden still has a decent chance of winning, in my opinion. He's probably got about a 40 to 45%. Donald Trump is sitting at a 55% to 60% chance of winning. Depending on how the polls go, you could make the case that, maybe later on he may not have that same base of support, or he will continue to expand his support over time. But I think as of right now, Georgia and Pennsylvania are the most crucial states for him to win. I mean, he could win without Georgia, but it's a lot harder because he'd have to win, Michigan. He could also tie like this. This would be a really weird tie. This would be a super weird tie where if he wins Michigan and Pennsylvania, but not Wisconsin, and then loses all the Sunbelt states, that would be a that would be a really weird tie if that were to happen. But, he could theoretically win without Georgia. It's just much more difficult. It's way harder. He'd have to win Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, which was a previous prediction for a lot of people. A lot of people thought that Nevada, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania would be Trump's path to the White House, but it seems like Georgia is more likely to vote Republican now than Pennsylvania is, per se. So really, Donald Trump's best path as of right now is Georgia and Pennsylvania. Now, if you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow all socials in the links in the description down below, and fill out the general election polling form and join our new Discord server. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.